Hey, this is Edmont coming to you from the post-crab world. I didn't progress terribly far, partially because of busy, partially because it's just not really my cup of tea. I tried, didn't happen. I think I got to stage 36 or something like that, but I was at 8 out of 8 attacks way too often. So I thought I'd get back to the things that I'm good at, which are operation attacks. So we had a bit of trouble with Callisto today. We had 2 attacks that didn't do a heck of a lot of damage and ate up some cells, but I managed to clean it up, so I thought I'd show that off first. So they ate some of the cells over here. There's almost no damage done to the core, and they even just beat the cells. So I started by farming some gunboat energy. I dropped these troops in the middle, hoping that they would be able to clean up the center cells without getting too far to the left into the mortar and shock blaster range. It went alright. I wouldn't say it went great. The troops were way too far left. So far to the left I actually missed that cell. Then a quick flare to bring them back to the corner. Another flare in the middle to get them all nice and low, because if you don't do that, these mortars here will crush them. My flare on shore was a little bit low. I mean a little bit right. It should be more here, directly underneath the mortar line. And by doing that, you can do a one smoke drop, essentially. My drop was... I still did a 1 smoke drop, but I managed to draw the mortar's attention, which wasn't a big deal to get shot behind me. Next flare is directly underneath the mortar up here. They split around these cells, and the majority of time you can use a 1 smoke drop gun on shore here, unless there's rocket launchers in this area. Or is it? Anyways, yeah, I use a 1 smoke drop about 90% of the time on Callisto. And smoke into the corner. They get nice and skinny here because they go in behind. Now the majority of time, I think I've said majority about 8 times here, I tend to miss this shock. I don't know what it is about this shock, but I tend to miss either one of these mortars in here or one of the flamethrowers that are up in here. I don't know why it is. It's a very easy, or fairly easy shock, and it wasn't like I had to do a heck of a lot to get. So I didn't have to do any. These shocks over here are very easy, so it wasn't like I had to do 2 tough shocks or anything like that. But knowing that I tend to miss that shock, I dropped critters, and in the hopes that if I missed the shock, which of course it was, I loaded it too low, the mortars hit the critters, which was the only thing that saved this attack. And then I dropped another 2 critters and then 2 more shocks. And thankfully these ladies right in here were a bit away, because that bought me a couple extra seconds as well. Callisto went down. I think Callisto should have been a solo, probably went down. Based on my poor shot, probably the thing that someone else did before I did. There were a little more cells for me. So I've been able to do 6 shots instead of 5 in critters. One of the things to be aware of is that on these sort of attacks, it's critical to know exactly how much gunboat energy shocks cost. I got up here with 122 gunboat energy, and then the flare for core cost me 7, so that brought me down to 115. 6 shocks cost 117, so I had to change my plans pretty quickly. I was really hoping to have 115 up here. Didn't happen, so that's why it's critical to know your numbers as far as where the shocks are. 4 is 58, 5 is 85, 6 is 117, and those are the 3 that you need to know most often. So moving on, we move to Complex. Complex this time, I'll show you what the result was. Complex this round actually was a fairly difficult complex, just by looking at it. So we've got rocket launchers covering shore, so we've got to use a 2 smoke drop there, or 3, depending on what you know. There are the rocket launchers down in here, rocket launchers at 7 o'clock, rocket launchers at 9 o'clock. Obviously I use core, the back of core is 12, shore is 6. You might use 12 as the top, whatever you use. Lots of rocket launchers, shock launcher. I've never seen this attack done before, so let's get into that. I'm going to try and copy it in a second. This guy's name is Green Bean, I believe it translates to. He joined our task force one day out of nowhere. He gets almost no intel, but his attacks are always full boost and they're ridiculous. So, let's have a look. First thing he does, clear some mines behind the core. Then he does a perfect 2 smoke drop. And with the 2 smoke drop here, let's go back and do this again. You battle. So with this 2 smoke drop here, your troops are going to walk down below the water line. Too many people end up dropping their smokes up above the water line, and then they end up getting nuked down below. So this line right here is critical, and so is this line right here. So this line is the line where your first drop is going to happen, and this line is where your smoke's going to happen. So, your first smoke. So he's going to smoke right about here, he's going to drop right about here, and then the rest of it will just follow into place. So this smoke is going to be something like this, and then the next smoke, I don't even know where the actual placement is, somewhere in there. It looks like a nice set of eyes there, but the critical one is this one is below shore, it's on or about on this line, and then you drop your Zookas right there, and it'll all flow into place nicely. So let's watch this, let's put it in halftime. He's down below the water line. He's got 4 boats underneath smoke. He actually moves his next smoke up a little bit because they're going to walk up naturally. Now this flare is dead center behind the boom cannon. Now, I had assumed that these mines were going to wipe him out. I also assumed that one of these mines in here was going to give him difficulty. But he drops his smokes, the Zookas come out, they spread around the boom cannon. Spread around the mortar, spread around the boom cannon again. Drops another flare, and they get nice and skinny in by the machine guns there. Let's slow this down a little bit. They miss all those mines. His flare's right against the back wall there, you'll see. They start to peek, he pulls them back. Shock, shock, shock. So 4 shocks. He has a huge amount of damage on the core. Not an attack I've seen before. I'm going to give it a shot. I think he has more gunboat energy than I do. Diesel just tried it. Diesel had a big boost going on. Starts off nicely. Nice corner flare. Nice smoke right in the right spot. First Zooka right on that line like I mentioned. And then he disconnected. 7 powder down before that. Oh, and by the way, whoever it was that was one of my subscribers that was asking about Diesel, that was the booster for the Diesel fan club. Diesel is now back. So I will try and share some of his attacks coming up. But for now, I'm going to try using my second account to take down Complex. This is a new attack to me, so excuse me. Too much Halloween. I'm going to do what I can. And an 8 statue boost. I don't think there's any reason for me to boost health. Let's see. And someone, I think it was Shaz, was asking why I do an attack and why I drop troops before. So right now I can see I've got 164 gunboat energy. But if I retreat right now, oops, didn't even show up. It doesn't show up there, so obviously you need to actually use the gunboat energy, so let's use gunboat energy. If I retreat without dropping troops right now, obviously I've checked my gunboat energy, but I haven't checked my troop damage, because if I look in my attack log, it doesn't show any details. So that's why what I like to do, someone on Reddit mentioned it, you just drop a troop, and then retreat. And now I can confirm, yes, I've got all my damage boosted, my troop health is not boosted, and my GBE I've already confirmed by looking at the actual numbers. I never know if it's 214% or 268 or whatever it is. I just know I have 164 full boost. So I've got Zukas loaded. I verified my boost. Now, where are we off to? We're going to give Complex a shot. One last quick peek just to make sure. So what have we got on core? 839,000. Not a lot, but we'll see how it goes. A little bit nervous about trying to talk and attack and do a new attack all at the same time. But we'll give it a shot. So, flare in the corner. Smoke down below water on the line. Troopers on the line. Next smoke to fill the spot. We'll keep it a little bit, that's alright. Split on the boom cannon. Split on the mortar. Shock mine makes me nervous. Split on the boom cannon. Skinny between the machine guns. We dropped his last two smokes fairly quickly together. I don't have 4 shocks, so we're going to have to improvise a little bit here. And down it goes. I can breathe again. Sorry about the silence there. I was trying to catch my breath. Complex goes down in 3, which is impressive as far as I'm concerned, based on all the rocket launchers. Obviously it was 2, but he's just cleaning up off the bed there, so. Complex down in 2. Only dead end. Everyone out there may have seen this attack before. I've never seen it before. I thought it was pretty neat, so I thought I'd give it a go. That is Callisto and Complex. Down in, what was that, 6 attacks? Probably could have been 3 or 4 for the 3 or 4, but we've got 8 attacks left, and Alamo's in good shape. So Alamo, the next person in, will likely clear these rocket launchers. After that, someone will clear these rocket launchers. And then we've got, how many attacks did I say? Let's see, we've got 2 attacks to clear the rocket launchers. And then the next person will clear the laser and the shield generators. So it'll be done in 3, maybe 4. This op should be fairly simple to finish. We might even send someone in to clear this rocket launcher, depending. But that's it. crab is done. I think I only got to, actually I think I just, let's have a look and see what stage this account got to. This account got to stage 35, and it ended in the middle of the night. I had 8 out of 8 attacks remaining, but 3 accounts and time zone issues just doesn't work out for me. So next up I'll be clearing my map. I won't put the rest of you through that, but I hope everyone's doing well in crab. Let's check the high scores in our task force. We've got Axel at 69, which is pretty damn impressive. Loot actually hit Loot and Coltrane were both pushing to hit 60. I think they both quit at this point. Yeah, I'm 15th and 16th in my task force, so I'm not even doing well amongst our 23 players. So I don't have a lot to share. Let's see if we can get. So Cole, here's Cole hitting 60. I think this is probably his last hit. Nice drop. See if we can find some more. 58. Did he solo it? Yeah, he hit solo 57 and 58. Let's have a look at 57. I'm including the fact that the middle beach meant it was a standard drop. You can do a 2-smoke drop in the wide one, you can go up the NPC drop. Getting that speed turn. Makes things a bit more difficult there. This is a nice hit. Obviously we know it goes down, so we don't need to watch the rest of that. 58.1, let's watch the 58 solo as well. And the rocket launchers with gunboat energy. Yeah, all I use now is another beach whenever I see them, and I've actually put into the fact that I can use them, and there's a difference. And this is where having time, like, I don't know if he's making this up or watching other people's attacks, but I wasted so many attacks before I clued into the fact there was a narrow beach and a wide beach. It seems like hookah has been the tactic that I've seen them use the most. I've seen Skooka a fair bit, but I've got a couple guys here who've just been crushing things with heavy Zuka, so. Yeah, we've got yeah, he says coming for you, Luke. We've got a couple guys fighting back and forth, which is pretty neat to see. But that's all I got for today. I will, I think, sorry, I was going to say tomorrow's War Factory, but obviously today's Hammerman. So tomorrow is Dr. Terror Tropical. I'm going to clear my map here, and I will have another video for you coming up. I'm still fighting over whether to talk or not talk. Talking takes way more effort, and I have to be fairly present to do it. I can't just attack, and typically when I'm playing Boom Beach, it's to relax, and it's to turn my brain off, but when I'm trying to talk and move my thumbs at the same time, it's a bit more work for me, and it's not something that comes naturally at this point. So you may see a mixture of just pure game sounds and some of me talking, and we'll figure out what's working and what's not, and I'll try and do my best going forward. So for those of you who are still attacking crab, good luck, and let me know in the comments what stages you hit, and I'm out.